No, you're covered in germs. Get away. Claire, no. No.
What the fuck is this bitch doing?
Hey guys, are you guys doing okay? I've been struggling just a little bit. What is it about January that like everything always goes wrong? We got a bunch of snow this last week where I live, and usually that would be great, and I'd be like, yes, snow day, so beautiful. I had to go to work. That's corporate greed right there. Schools were closed, some businesses were closed, and I, for the first time in like a year, was denied a request to work from home. I didn't ask for the day off, I asked to work from home, and they said, no, we really want you to come in. Aside from that and like the sun setting at 5 p.m., I usually don't hate winter. I like Christmas lights, I like wearing layers, and most of all, I love an excuse to stay inside. I feel like people who don't like winter just don't understand that like you can't approach winter with the same mindset as summer. Like summer is when you're like, I'm going out, I'm going into nature, and I'm going out with people, and I'm doing activities, I'm out from dusk till dawn. That is the time to be doing those things. In winter, we need to reconnect with our roots and like hibernate, light candles. That's why we put up Christmas trees with warm glowing Christmas lights to light up the 5 p.m. darkness. And we make soups and eat bread, and we just rest. We stay in, we cozy up, and we explore cozy hobbies. So if you're trying to embrace the coziness of winter, I have 5 movie recommendations for you. They're not like winter themed movies. These are just movies that I rewatch every winter. They're like winter comfort movies. Also, I made my own brown sugar syrup last week. I'm kind of just waiting for it to be gone so that I can try again. It took me a couple tries to perfect a sugar cookie syrup recipe over Christmas, and I think I just added too many things to this one. First movie is Howl's Moving Castle. This is my favorite Studio Ghibli movie. Personally, I rewatch it year round, but out of all the Studio Ghibli movies, this one gives me the most like winter vibes. To give you a little bit of context as to what it's about, we follow our main character, Sophie, who is a young girl. She works in a hat shop. One day she gets cursed by the Witch of the Waste and turns into an old lady. She goes out to the wastes to try and find the witch and be like, hey, can you turn me back into my correct age so that I don't have to stay an old lady forever? She stumbles upon this moving castle that belongs to a wizard named Howl, and she is like, okay, I'm so cold, I don't even care, I'm just gonna go inside. So she finds some refuge, starts staying there for a while, gets entwined in Howl's magical, mysterious life. It's a story about love and war and friendship. It's like very found family, cozy. I love it. Why is this a winter movie to me? One of the main characters is literally a fireplace. Like, it does not get cozier, more wintry than that. Like I said, this is the most winter Studio Ghibli movie to me. Movies and shows and songs have like seasons to me. They're either like winter, spring, summer, fall vibes, and I can't explain what that means. It might mean that I watched it for the first time or listened to it a bunch like in the spring, and so now it's like spring to me. Like, I discovered BTS in the spring. I listen to it all year round, but my spring playlists are always like very BTS heavy. If I tried to watch Spirited Away, I can watch that in the summer, I can watch that in the spring, I can watch it in the fall, but it just kind of feels wrong to watch it in the winter. It is probably like a fall and spring movie the most to me, and then it's like acceptable in the summer. Does that make any sense? Anyway, the setting of like the castle and the found family vibes, all of like the ragtag characters that come together and live in this castle is just like such a comforting vibe, because it's like you're a part of it, and it's like you're living in this like cute, cozy little castle with these cute little characters. The way it's animated, the atmosphere is so detailed that it's so easy to just like escape into the world. If you are like cold in your own house, you can be like, oh my gosh, it's almost like I'm in this warm, cozy castle by a fire right now. The soundtrack is like so, take a shot every time I say cozy. The soundtrack is so comforting. Big themes of love and transformation, and it's just a nice, fun winter watch. Howl's Moving Castle. Oh, also I didn't say it, but on brand, my sweatshirt says I'm freezing, or it just says freezing because of like all the snow outside. Isn't that cute? It felt appropriate. Okay, next. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or the Philosopher's Stone, depending on where you live in the world. The first two Harry Potter movies are Christmas movies to me. Harry Potter? Should I do the whole thing in a British accent? I will. Harry Potter, a young boy who discovers he's a wizard, is whisked away to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. There he learns about magic, friendship, and the mystery of his parents' death, all while facing the villainous Voldemort. First movie of the franchise, setting up the world, very cute, fun vibes. Okay, so I can't keep doing it. I feel like I'm lying to you guys, so I'll just speak regularly. I'm sure you've at least heard of Harry Potter, even if you've never watched it. It follows our main character, Harry Potter, as he goes to Hogwarts, the best wizarding school in the world. He makes friends, goes on adventures, and learns how to do magic. He's also like low-key famous in the wizarding world. Even though he grew up in like the regular human muggle world, his parents were killed by the evil dark wizard Voldemort. And on that same night, Voldemort tried to kill him, but he failed. So now Harry Potter is like the boy who lived, and everyone thinks he like low-key killed Voldemort somehow as a baby. So you know, that's this whole thing. And he's like, I don't remember any of that. I was just a baby. So he's trying to like learn more about the world, discover what really happened. And, you know, there's rumblings that like Voldemort might still be out there and still be a threat. That is a very general summary of like Harry Potter. Why do I always rewatch the first one at Christmas/winter? Again, they are Christmas movies to me. I don't know about you guys. Back when ABC Family was like a channel on TV, my family just always had that on like Christmas break, because it was like ABC Family's 25 Days of Christmas. The first two Harry Potter movies were included in that list. They were always playing. And so before I even read Harry Potter, before I even knew what it was, the first and second movies were on the TV in the background. I wasn't like watching them fully, but I was like watching bits and pieces. And also when I read the first Harry Potter book, it was Christmas break when I was in 6th grade, because my language arts teacher, she would like give me book recommendations because I was like the biggest teacher's pet. Be like, hey, do you have like a book that you think I should read over Christmas break? And she loaned me the first Harry Potter book. And so the books and the movies, just very winter vibes for me. But here's why I think they could be winter vibes for you. Apparently some people think they are like fall movies because there are like pumpkins in the Great Hall. Okay, well there's also a Christmas scene where there's like snow and Christmas trees and candles. And in the first movie specifically, there's like a whole Christmas break thing where like Harry wakes up and it's Christmas Day and Ron's like, Happy Christmas, Harry. And Harry's like, Happy Christmas, Ron. And they each get a sweater that Ron's mom made them with their initial on the front. Christmas movie. Apart from that, in the Great Hall, there's like winter scenes outside, because yes, they take place over a whole year, but I just feel like big points in the movie take place over the winter Christmas months. Harry is like discovering this new world and trying to belong and embarking on this brand new adventure. So it kind of is like new year, new him vibes. As the movies continue later on, they get really dark and serious, but in the first movie, it is just like so whimsical and cozy because we are right there with Harry Potter, discovering this whole new world. He doesn't know anything about it. We're seeing the school for the first time, meeting the little characters for the first time. Like everything is new. And it's so cute because they're just innocent little kids right now. And I just think it's fun, whimsy, wintry, a great cozy winter watch. And if you have seen all the movies, I think going back to the beginning will give you some nostalgia. And I don't know, winter is like a nostalgic time for reflection so you can think back and be like, wow, that's where it all started. Some of these, it's a little bit hard to be like, this is why it's a winter movie, but not this next one. But actually, it's not going to be that easy because I think you guys will be, it's a sequel and you guys will be like, why don't we just watch the original? And that movie would, of course, be Frozen 2. I'm a Frozen 2 defender, okay? I saw it in theaters and I didn't really get it at first, but then upon a rewatch, I was like, wait, yeah, I didn't get this, but now I'm like starting to get it. You know, in Frozen 1, where do we leave off? I haven't seen Frozen 1 in a million years. Frozen 1, we leave off with, I think, Elsa becoming the queen. Her and Anna are like sisters again, and Anna is dating Kristoff, and Olaf is their snowman friend, and Hans has been stopped and all of the bad guys have been sent away happy ever after. So you're thinking, what does the second movie cover? Well, how do I even... Okay, when we see the characters for the first time in Frozen 2, Anna sings a song about like how everything is perfect now. She's like, I have my sister, I have my boyfriend, I have my best friend Olaf. We're all together and everything's good, and that is never gonna change. Like, things are gonna be good forever. However, things are changing a bit with Elsa because she doesn't really like being queen. She kind of just wants to like do more with her wild magic, and she can't. She has to do like politics and queen stuff. And then she starts hearing this voice, and it's not a voice in her head, it's a voice out in the world. And so then she sings a power ballad about how she is not going to like let this voice mess things up. Like, even though she wants to go on this adventure and like discover who this voice is and what it wants, she's like, no, I can hear you, but I won't, because some people look for trouble and others don't, and there's 1,000 reasons why I should go about my day and ignore your whispers, which I wish would go away. But of course she cannot ignore it forever, so one night she goes outside and she like does some sort of magic thing, and their kingdom of Arendelle is like falling apart. It's like all of the air is gone, the fire is gone, the earth like falls apart, and so they have to evacuate the whole kingdom. Okay, well, that's not great. Elsa, Anna, Kristoff, Olaf, and Sven go on this journey because turns out there is magical forests where magical beings live, but also some mysterious battle happened like 50 years ago with Anna and Elsa's grandfather when he was king. But for some reason they think that like the answer to why all of that magical stuff just happened in Arendelle is in the kingdom. And it's this whole big like transformative self-discovery journey about Elsa's magic, their family's history, Anna's like anxiety about the future changing. And anyway, the songs are like actually so good. Into the Unknown and Show Yourself are some of my favorite songs to ever come out of a Disney movie ever. Like, I am listening to them on repeat and singing along all the time. For the first time, I actually watched it in the spring. I watched it peak March, April 2020, Corona. I had a drawing class, and Frozen 2, Princess and the Frog, and the live action Aladdin for some reason were on repeat on my laptop while I was drawing and shading pictures of like boots. So you would think like, this is a spring comfort movie. No, it's winter. Honestly, I feel like it takes place in the fall because all of the leaves are like orange and red, and that's very pretty. You can just tell it's like a chilly cold vibe in the movie. Also, Olaf is a snowman. Elsa has snow power. It has a lot better animation than the first, so it's like way prettier to look at. And because we're like in these wild forest landscapes, everything can be so detailed, like the leaves on the trees and the running water, and it's just so beautiful. This story is a lot darker than the first Frozen. They definitely took into account that like kids who watched the first Frozen were gonna be a lot older when the second one came out, so they definitely aged it up. It's a lot more emotional, a lot more introspective, and I feel like that is the perfect vibe for a winter night in. Frozen is like so obviously a winter movie, but Frozen 2 is like a winter movie that you wouldn't see coming. So if you haven't seen it, you should watch it 2 times and then tell me what you think. It's kind of like a Studio Ghibli movie, how like the first time, at least for me, the first time I watch a Studio Ghibli movie, I never really love it. Like I can appreciate it, but I don't love it because it's just like you never know what's gonna happen next. Like with Howl's Moving Castle, I knew it was like a love story, and then like 10 minutes in, Sophie gets turned into an old lady, and I'm like, is she gonna be an old lady for the whole movie? How is this a love story? But then once you like watch it through and you know everything that happens, on the rewatch, you can appreciate it so much more. That's what it's like with Frozen 2. The first time I watched it, I was like, I don't even know what's happening. Like, this is crazy. Like, I don't know what to expect. Then watching it on the second time, I could really appreciate it so much more. Man, my coffee's almost gone. It's 2:30 p.m. Usually I have a rule that I don't drink coffee after 1, but I wanted to wait until I set everything up to like make a coffee so that I could have it during filming this. Next movie, the Netflix original Enola Holmes. 1 or 2, but I'm just gonna be talking about 1. Oh my god, I love these movies. They follow Enola Holmes, the younger sister to Sherlock Holmes. Enola is played by Millie Bobby Brown, and her older brother Sherlock is played by Henry Cavill. And also Enola's love interest is played by Louis Partridge. Also, Enola's mother is played by Helena Bonham Carter. Yeah, okay, the cast is stacked. We get it. Slow down. Her mom goes missing. So she sets out on this journey to find her missing mother. Along the way, she gets involved in a lot of things and she solves mysteries, discovers her independence, and outsmarts villains. And also there is the best romance in any Netflix original movie besides To All the Boys I Loved Before. It's so good. Okay, why is this a winter comfort movie? It does not take place in the winter or Christmas or in the snow or anything, but it is in Victorian era London. So it's very like gothic, rainy, cold, dreary, cozy vibes. Say what you want about her, but Millie Bobby Brown eats in this role, okay? She is talented and I love her in this. She's very charming, and I've never seen any like regular Sherlock Holmes content, but I love these movies with my whole heart. It's a good balance of like adventure and humor so that it feels exciting without being like really heavy and like it's serious, but it's not that serious. Again, the romance is so cute. I actually can't believe that they're not together in real life. But don't tell anyone that I said that. The plot is actually like really good and moving. As she's on this journey to like find her mom, she uncovers kind of some other plots and mysteries and injustices going on. And the plot is actually so moving that I literally cried at the end. Like I was that overwhelmed with emotion that I cried. And I do cry at a lot of things, but like just putting it out there that I cried at this as well. That was Enola Holmes. Again, 1 and 2 are so good. I would highly recommend watching if you have Netflix and you haven't ever seen them before. Last movie gave you my heart. Okay, and last but not least, speaking of the top romance plots in Netflix movies, To All the Boys I Loved Before. To many people, this is oh my god, I'm cramping. My leg is cramping. Ow. That hurt quite bad. What am I, like 80? I guess I could just get close and personal to you guys for this one. To most people, this is probably like a spring-summer movie, but it does take place over an entire year. And one of like the defining moments of the movie is on Christmas break at a ski lodge. Winter movie. So what is this movie about if you've never seen it? Okay, we follow Lara Jean. She is like an introverted girl. She reads romance, but she doesn't like live romance. We've all been there. Some of us are still there. She writes these love letters to her crushes every time she has like a super intense crush on someone, and it's something like it's happened like 6 or 7 times. But she doesn't ever send the letters, obviously, because that would be weird. She keeps them in her closet. Well, plot twist, they get sent out. And one of the letters goes to her sister's ex-boyfriend, who is also her next door neighbor. And the other letter goes to this guy who's like dating her arch nemesis in their high school. Super popular boy, super popular girl. Lara Jean's not popular. Okay, drama. Well, her sister's recent ex-boyfriend is trying to talk to her and be like, Laura Jean, you're in love with me. So she decides to fake date popular boy who's like on again, off again with her arch nemesis. His name's Peter Kavinsky. Yes, he is played by Noah Centineo, but this was Noah Centineo's best role. Maybe his only good role that he's ever had. He like ate in this. He did so good. So they start fake dating. You guys know how I feel about fake dating, okay? I love it. But of course, real feelings start to develop, but it's very messy and it's like, what's going on? Why it is comforting to me and why I think you should watch it this winter. It is sweet. It's heartwarming. It's a fun young adult romance. So it's not like crazy too intense. It's like cute. It's like cute high school romance. They like write each other notes and like eat lunch together. You know, it's cute and wholesome. The cinematography is so good for Netflix. I don't usually care too much about cinematography. I am a girly who cares about the story and like the writing the most, but I can't deny that, you know, if a movie looks really good or has a certain look to it, like it can feel really nostalgic. This movie specifically looks so amazing for a Netflix movie, but you know, if it's like Enola Holmes was like kind of dark and gray in Victorian era London, this movie is like so green. Like when I see it in my head, I think like teal. The cinema look orange, yellow, teal, blue. And this movie like does that so good, and it like has this nostalgic feel. I feel like I watched it for the first time in high school, but it like transcends time. I think because the colors are so cool tones, it feels very like winter cold weather. Yes.
I just need to tell everyone that I am ill.
While you're here, since you keep making an appearance, do you have a movie that you like rewatch every winter that you want to recommend?
For a while I would watch How to Be Single every time I was sad, and it happens around Christmas and New Year's. She decides she does want to have a baby. So she does IVF, she gets a sperm donor, and then she gets pregnant, and then she falls in love with the guy at her sister, Dakota Johnson from 50 Shades of Grey, her Christmas party. It's from like 2016. It's really good. It really makes you think about life. It used to be on HBO Max, but I think now it's on Paramount. It's really good. Watch it when you're sad.
Thanks, Claire. These were just a handful of some of my comfort movies that more specifically give me winter vibes. I'd love to know what you guys watch in the winter, because honestly, I'm always on the hunt for a good movie. So yes, if we share any faves or you have any recommendations, please leave them in the comments down below. Reminder to embrace winter for what it is. Winter can be tough. Seasonal depression is real, but I think just play into the winter vibes. Play into the being cold outside, so you gotta like stay in and be cozy. Treat it as like a fun little hibernation rest period, and I think it will make it a little bit less worse, hopefully. That's all I have. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.